everyone, this is Afsha, a teacher at Ahliabad High School and Junior College. Welcome back to my class. Today we are going to deal with the Unit 7 of Class 8 and the theme of our unit is Women Empowerment. So from this, the first lesson is Bonsai Life Part 1. So this is a lesson that was written by Aburi Chhaya Devi. Coming to her introduction, she was born in the year 1933. She have written many short stories, novels, essays and etc. And she also received Sahitya Academy Award in the year 2005. She is a feminist writer actually, feminist in the one who writes about women. Okay, so this is about our author's introduction. Now let us move forward towards our lesson, that is Bonsai Life Part 1. Let's see how the lesson is opening. The moment I see letters waiting for me on the doorstep when I return from work, I can't contain my excitement. It's almost as if I am face to face with my near and dear ones and they are speaking affectionately to me. Instantly, the exhaustion of office work vanishes and my heart grows light. So here, the narrator is saying that whenever she or he, let us see what the character is actually. The moment I see letters waiting for me on the doorstep when I return from work, I can't contain my excitement. It's almost as if I am face to face with my near and dear ones and they are speaking affectionately to me. So it is a story narrated by a lady who is saying that whenever she is returning from her work and whenever she finds letter for her waiting, so she immediately forgets about the exhaustion of the work and she really feels like the near and dear ones of her are talking to her face to face. Instantly, the exhaustion of office work vanishes and my heart grows light. Instead of entering the kitchen muttering, "Oh no, oh God," which is what I usually do when I come back tired, I feel like singing a song, humming a tune, making a nice cup of coffee and savoring each sip. So, as soon as she sees the letters, she unlike the regular routine, she would like to sing the song, hum the music and etc. What is more, the sight of inland letters or envelopes in a familiar hand gives me the energy and enthusiasm to quickly make and eat some pakoras or bhajis. Even though I am lazy about writing letters, I love to receive one from some place or the other every day. So she is saying that even though she don't have time or she is very lazy for writing the letters, but she loves receiving the letters from the near and dear ones. She would just like to read those letters. She would just love to read those letters, we can say. This is an unexpected letter. If my Akkaya, who does not normally write, went out of her way to write a letter, there has to be a reason. As I open the letter, I am a little apprehensive. I hope it is not some bad news. Actually, when things are fine, no one bothers to write. So, this letter was sent by Akkaya. Akkaya or Akka is a Telugu word which means to say elder sister. So, this letter was sent by her elder sister and she was very panicked because she believes that no one bothers when they are alright. So she was expecting that there should not be any bad news in that letter. Ammalu. So here the letter opened. So it was written Ammalu. Ammalu is none other than the character who is narrating the story. You must be very surprised to receive my letter. You would be even more surprised if I were to tell you that your Bavagaru and I are coming to your place. We have been planning for quite a while to visit Kashi and Haridwar. We have now found the time. I hope you won't find our visit inconvenient. So what was the letter actually? She said that you might be panicked, right? You must be surprised to see my letter. But the thing that I would like to inform you is me and your Bavagaru, that is brother-in-law, we are planning to come and visit you because we want to visit Kashi and Haridwar from so long, but the time was not suitable for that. The time was not allowing us to make the plan for that, and now finally we are ready to go to Kashi and Haridwar, so we would like to visit your house. And she said that I hope you never mind for that. My dear, it seems Akkaya and Bavagaru are coming over, I said to my husband excitedly. So, on listening to the news, on reading that news that Akkaya or the elder sister and the brother-in-law are going to visit her house, she was more excited. She immediately informed her husband about that. Is that true? When? Where is it? Give me the letter. He said and pulled the letter from my hand. I went into the kitchen to get the coffee and other things ready. So on hearing this news, even the husband was shocked. Okay, after that, this lady or Ammalu, she went inside the kitchen. She started preparing the coffee. Akkaya and Bavagaru were coming to the city and our home for the first time since my marriage. I had looked forward to their visit all these years. They had never left their little village to go anywhere, using children, cattle, cooking, etc. as excuses. They had always avoided moving out. Under such circumstances, imagine they coming to our house and to this big city. So here the discussion was going on between Ammalu and her husband. They were saying that since their marriage, Akkaya and Bavagaru, that is the elder sister and the brother-in-law, never visited their place. They always used to give excuses like cooking, cattle, children and etc. But this time they have made a plan, means that is a great thing. Akkaya is not as educated as me. By not as educated, I mean Nannagaru did not let her study after class 5. So here Ammalu was saying that Akkaya is not highly educated as Ammalu, and she corrected herself by saying that she is not educated because our father did not allow her to study after class 5. Of what use was education for a girl? Those were the days when people thought it was enough if a girl was able to keep the washerman's account. So what was the reason why her father did not allow her to study? Because at those times people used to think that it is enough for a girl if she knows how to keep the washerman's account. A decade later, when I was born, there was not much debate as to whether a girl should have education or not. I was lucky that my father changed with the times. So what happened? Ammalu was 10 years younger than Akkaya. So the time when she was born, there was not that much competition, right? There was not that much a debate like a girl should be educated or not. It means that that era was little bit modernized. So she says that she was a lucky one. He did not even hesitate to send me to college. No girl who is well educated can be satisfied with staying at home, being a housewife and looking after the household after marriage. She would want to put her education to good use and achieve something in life. I too was driven by the same desire. Even though my husband had a good job, I took up one as well. So she is saying that she was lucky because her father even allowed her to go to the college and her husband on the other hand allowed her to work, because no educated person in this world would like to sit at home and waste the time, right? So that is the reason she is saying that I really feel lucky for that. Because Akkaya was not educated, she was married to a man from the village. Though my Bavagaru was educated, his deals made him choose agriculture as his profession and he settled down in the village to cultivate his land. Akkaya grew accustomed to the village life. So here the life of these two sisters is completely different. Ammalu, who was educated, was living in a luxurious life in the city area, and on the other hand, Akkaya, who was not that much educated, was staying with her husband in the village, looking after the cattle, the family and etc. Akkaya brought so many things like cucumber, gongura, drumsticks, appadams, vadiyams and coconuts. I hope you don't mind, I have brought you all these things. Like Kuchela, I don't know whether you will like them or not, she said rather hesitantly. So here, after the Akkaya's arrival, she brought so many things with her like cucumbers, gongura, drumsticks and so on. That is the habit of the people residing in the village areas. They believe that we should not go empty-handed to others' house. So that is what the reason she have brought lot of things with her, and she said that I hope you don't mind for all this thing. Why do you say that? You have actually brought all the things we wanted. We don't get these things here. If your Maridi has gongura pulsu, cucumber pappu and drumstick charu, he feels as elated as if he has had a sumptuous feast. With my office work, I am unable to make appadams and vadiyams. Akkaya, if I have some free time, I am too lazy to do such work. You know me, don't you? I said with a laugh. So as soon as Akkaya said that, hope you don't mind and all, immediately Ammalu replied that, why are you talking like that? We are very happy that you have brought all these things, because these are the things that are not available in the city area. Your brother-in-law will also be elated, that is, he will also feel very happy on seeing these dishes. And coming to the appadams and vadiyams, I don't even have time to prepare all those things. So you have did a really good thing by bringing those things here. That's true, but by the time you come back from office, you must be dead tired. How can you then prepare appadams and vadiyams and make idlis and doshas? I don't know how you are able to manage work at home and in the office. Akkaya consoled me. So when Ammalu was saying that I am too lazy and etc., then immediately Akkaya consoled her by saying that no, you cannot say that you are lazy because you are already doing a tough work, that is handling home and office together simultaneously. So you are a very hard worker. What a rest job. Sometimes I feel like giving it up. You know, people say solve your problems at home before you solve those outside. To neglect work at home and look after office work is an unfulfilled task for a woman. I said, speaking from experience. So here Ammalu started sharing her experience by saying that this is a very hectic work to manage home as well as work simultaneously, because at job no one cares about your personal problems. They say that first sort out your problems at home, then come to the office, right? So that was the discussion that was going on between those two sisters. Don't think like that, Ammalu. How fortunate you are. Touch wood, you have studied well, have a job like a man and are earning very well. You don't have to beg anyone for anything. You are able to lead a dignified life, and like us who have to depend on our husbands even for a few paise worth of karvepaku, said Akkaya. So Akkaya said that don't you say like that, because you are very lucky because you have got the education and you are well settled and you are self-dependent. Coming to us, the uneducated women, we are completely dependent on our husbands for even a single paisa, and even to buy karvepaku, she is just giving it as an example. Even to buy karyapak also, I have to become dependent on my husband only. The grass is greener on the other side. I thought to myself, what's your daughter doing now? I asked, changing the topic. The grass is greener on the other side. It means that everyone, it is the human nature to believe that the grass is green on the other side. It means that we think that others are more happy when compared to us. Others' life is easy when compared to us. It is a human nature to think like that. So here Ammalu also thought like that only, and she started changing the topic by asking that what your daughter is doing. She is in her final year at school. If by God's grace she clears her exams, I am determined to send her to college. Your Bavagaru does not really like the idea of sending her to the next town and putting her in a hostel. But I don't like to keep a girl at home without educating her. Isn't what I am going through enough? In these times, if a woman does not have a degree, she will come to nothing. Without it, she will have to live under her husband's thumb like a scorpion under a slipper, she said. So as soon as Ammalu asked about the daughter, Akkaya continued by saying that she is in the final year of the school now and I am planning to send her to the college. It means that Akkaya here wants her daughter to continue her studies. But on the other hand, Bavagaru, or the brother-in-law, he is not interested in sending the girl to the other town and to stay in the hostel. But Akkaya says that I am ready to send her because I don't want her to live a life like me. Because in this present era, a woman without education is of no use, or a man without education is also of no use. So here it means to say that education is very important in the present life. So that is what the reason I am ready, I am curious to send her for continuing her studies. I don't want her to become a scorpion under the slipper or a frog in the well, we can say. So this was the closing of the first part of our lesson, the bonsai life. Let us stop it here itself and we will continue the second part in our next class. Thank you.